Hey everybody, Jem Schofield here with the C47 and another episode of Gearbox, and I just want to start by saying thank you to everybody for your comments and also for filling out the contact form, which I realized after I did the podcast is not over there, it's more like over here. And just keep commenting stuff and keep filling out the contact form. I got a lot of feedback about HDSLR or VDSLR, or I guess it should be HD DSLR, but I'm going to call it HD SLR, and having to do with audio, having to do with workflows, definitely some comments asking about Jello Cam and things like that. I do want to say that I met up with a bunch of the people from Canon at this HD Expo last week, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I can get my hands on the 7D sooner than later so we can start to talk about that camera and things like that. But I will start to go over to the computer and start to talk about how to create presets and sort of workflows in terms of that. Now, I realize that I'm in a Final Cut Studio workflow, but hopefully some of those concepts will carry over to other NLEs, and hopefully better support and workflows will come up over time. I do also have Premiere, so you know, if there seems to be some good workflows there and it seems to make sense, and I'll definitely push in that direction also in the future. So, lighting was definitely one of them, and you'll find out over time that I am a huge fan of paper lanterns and China balls. And in fact, what I'm using over here is a more permanent China ball solution. It's just something I set up yesterday, so I haven't been using it prior to this. And it's actually by a company, ironically enough, called JEM Lighting, which is based out of California. And they make fantastic lighting solutions, not stuff that you're going to find at every store. And what I'm going to talk to you about right now is a relatively cost-effective solution that they have to use with paper lanterns, which I love. So first of all, we're going to talk about bulbs. The real key here is finding high output fluorescent bulbs. Now, you don't have to use fluorescent bulbs in here, but I'm not only a daylight junkie in terms of lighting, and I don't mean daylight being outside, I mean color temperature wise, but I love lighting solutions that are drawing a lot less power but have great output. Now, this particular light here is made by a company called US Way, and this is an 85 watt, but what that's an equivalent to is a 400 watt output. They also make a 105, which I don't think they had when I was ordering it, which would be equivalent to close to a 500 watt output. Now, the guy I have over here, much bigger. Wait till you see that bulb. It's out of control. I'll make sure I show that to you at a certain point. So the color temperature on here is 5500 Kelvin, so we're talking about daylight balanced here. And the thing to look out for is the color rendering index. Now, this has a color rendering index of about 85 or 86, which is relatively high, but it's not in that Kino Flow sort of like 92 range. Anything above 90 is looking pretty good. And basically what the color rendering index is telling you is how well it reproduces the color spectrum. Now, this is pretty high, but what you might want to do with a light like this is you might want to go ahead and put about 1/4 to 1/2 minus green on here, just to make sure you're taking out a little bit of the green color cast of the light. Now, I'm going to show you a solution that JEM Lighting has, and what this is it's a paper lantern Harp, and this thing costs, I'm going to say, somewhere around $185. That's what it cost the last time I checked, though I know they're updating their website right now. And basically the job of this is to be a more permanent solution for holding your lights and then using it with a paper lantern. So let me show you how it works. I'm just going to go ahead and take this bulb, and I'm going to screw this in here. And that's a done deal. Now, what I would normally do is I probably just wrap the minus green around here. And then what I'm going to do here is, if you order them from JEM Lighting, they come with a little mylar on the bottom, and you basically just push the light down there. And I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to set this up right now for you guys so you can see what it looks like. And I'll plug it in. And again, I don't have the minus green here. Now, you might want to go ahead and put a good quality dimmer in the line here. The current models don't actually have dimmers. I mean, this guy's pretty hardcore. We're talking about a guy who goes and builds lights, and they're used on, you know, feature films and stuff like that. But I'm going to go ahead and plug this in for you guys. Take a look at it. And you'll see that it produces a beautiful light. Again, a huge fan of paper lanterns, of China balls for lighting stuff. I just think that they put a really soft light. You can make stuff look like $1 million with these types of lights. Now this light would probably be fine, maybe the 105 for interviews and stuff, and then just using a little reflector for that. So this is the JEM Lighting paper lantern harp, having nothing to do with me, Jem Schofield, except for the fact that it shares the same name. And we're going to talk about some other stuff this week, but hopefully that's pretty cool. And wait till you see the JEM ball. It's awesome. And keep the comments coming, keep the contact coming, and I'll see you guys next time on Gearbox.